Hi, James, Brazilian. Welcome to BizTalk. It's my great pleasure having you today with me. How are you?
We're feeling good.
Yeah, we're great. It's a
Good.
Friday, so yeah, absolutely good.
Friday is always Friday.
Yeah.
The best day of the week. So let's talk about yourself. Let's give us a little bit of background.
Sure. Priscilla, do you want to go first?
Oh, you can go first, James.
We have this every time. All right. I've got a computer science degree. I was in Entrepreneur First, the company builder in 2018. I've worked for some great companies like PlayStation in R&D when I was 22. I was one of the very first employees at Beamery, and my last job was engineering lead at Super Awesome, which got acquired by Epic Games. And then the founder of Super Awesome invested in Sticky in our first round. So I have a super technical background, but I'm really enjoying the experience of being a CEO now of our venture capital funded startup.
Great. What about you, Priscilla?
Yes. So I'm Priscilla. I'm more on the commercial side. So my role, I'm a co-founder. My role is COO, and I have political science background, but I've worked within technology sales with cybersecurity, and I went to the Peter Jones Business Academy where gave me more the fundamentals and the business methodologies, etc. Yeah, I'm really excited, very, very, very excited with Sticky. We know we're going to be able to do something great in terms of changing the world with what we built. So it's really exciting to see where this is going to go.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, thank you. Before we talk about Sticky, how do you meet, guys? And why do you together?
James?
Yeah, well, it's the same answer you would give. So we met at a networking event for LGBT people in technology. So a bunch of companies don't have LGBT networks yet. And so what you can do is you can use the networks of other companies to make your company feel a bit better. And so the network is called Intertech LGBT. We're both LGBT people who work in technology. And we'd actually both looked at doing something like this before. And once we realized that that was true, we went into business together and raised the first round. So it's pretty much as simple as that.
That's great. Great. Let's talk about Sticky, all right?
Yes. All right. Sticky is pretty simple. We solve problems in physical spaces. And so our goal is to make every interaction in the physical world truly transactional. And that means it will take less than 10 seconds. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the problems that you find in physical spaces.
By the way, if you want, James, you can share your...
You know what? There is no deck. I will show you the product and we'll talk about all the different parts. It's much more interesting this way. So let's take a look at some of the problems you find in physical spaces. You have people waiting for card machines. You have the cost of card machines more generally. You have very poor digital experiences when you order food and drink. You have people queuing unnecessarily. You have people not knowing what to do when they arrive in a place for the first time. And then you have businesses paying 30 or 40% commission to platforms like Just Eat and Deliveroo to access their local customers. All of these problems exist in physical spaces, and they're all easy to resolve with a technology layer which works truly across every industry in the world. And to do that, we make stickers, and then we make a really powerful no-code platform that sits behind them. So I'm going to show you a couple of these stickers right here. It is the most exciting part of the job, I promise you. So there you go. This is what a sticky is right here. And what you'll notice is that every one of them has the same shape and size. So they're really easy to recognize by consumers. And you'll see the outside is the shape of a phone. And you can just tap on the sticky like a contactless payment. And what you access when you tap the sticky is what our customers put together to solve problems in physical spaces. So they have a full no-code application layer to piece these things together, and it's extremely easy to use. So let's go ahead and take a look at what one of these might look like. A couple of bits I'll add before I get into that. The first is every sticky here is unique. It's uniquely addressable. That means that if you were to order food and drink, for example, you never have to choose a table number. And the second is that Sticky remembers who you are as an individual through your phone. And all of that happens without an app and without an account. So we build up this state, a sense of statefulness over time, but you never need to log in or sign up for it. And that means that loyalty can become automatic. You just, become a loyal customer without any difficulty. So let's go ahead and tap one of these stickers. Just need to find where my phone is. There it is. Okay. So if you've ever used Apple Pay or Google Pay before, you'll know how simple this is. You take the phone and you just tap the sticker with the phone like that, and you see that notification pops up at the top. Okay, let's jump through. Here we go. And you go straight in to what someone's built here. Now this one here is a check-in experience. It allows me to tap in with one check. Let's go ahead and check in. Cool, and we get some confetti. So I don't think anyone can disagree that that is a world-class digital experience. You don't need an app to do that. And you'll also notice my name and email address was filled in because I've checked in before, and that works across all of our customers. So let's take a look at how a customer could put something like this together, and then we can run through a couple of scenarios when it comes to payments, donations, all the different problems that our customers are facing at the moment. And the other exciting bit is we actually have Starbucks using this here in the UK as well, which I think is a great proof point. So I'm just going to share my screen super quickly and move you over here, and we'll go and take a look. Awesome, perfect. So this is the dashboard. It's completely self-service, so you don't need to go through a complex sales process. You can sign up and go. And in the dashboard, I'll give you a quick tour. So you have your big list of stickies. Those are the stickers that I showed you. Each one has a different name. And so you might call them table 1 and table 2, or you might call them summer house or something like that. Basically where you put the sticky in the world. And each of these stickies connects through to what's called a flow. And we think about a flow like a solution to a business problem. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the flows here. Well, we have one that takes a payment. We have one for check-in, which is what you saw that I showed you there. And you can also sell products as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change one of the stickies I have with me physically here so that it shows products instead. I'm going to show you how quick that is. So I'm going to jump through and I'm going to go for sticker number 11, because that's the one I can see here. And we're going to make this not check people in, but show a list of products. So I jump through, connected to flow. I choose that and hit save. All right, perfect. What I'm going to do now is stop sharing my screen for a moment so you can see me. And we're going to go and tap the sticker and see what happens. Are you excited? I'm very excited. Let's go and take a look. Okay, so we just tap it like this. Jump through. And we're going to have now the menu. So we can order food and drink. And when I want to pay for it, I just touch at the bottom. Say I'm over 18 because it's alcohol, and there's Apple Pay. So it is an extremely good experience for consumers, and you can build all these things easily. Now, the last part I want to show you is all about how you can do something really, really clever with the no-code side. So let's go and take a look at that. Okay, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a flow together, which really plays into the statefulness. That's remembering who someone is. So we're going to try and get consumers to do different things within the physical space. If I jump into flows and add a new one, I choose a base, like baking a pizza. Do I want to sell products? One product. Do I want to check people in or take a payment? Or do I want to completely make my own pizza? Well, let's go and make our own one right here. I jump inside and I give it a name.
This is how you create your sticky.
This is how you create the flow, exactly what shows up on the sticky, exactly right. And then we add in some steps. And again, it's like baking a pizza. What do you want to put on there? So a lot of the things you see at the top here are things you would see inside WordPress or Squarespace. They're very content driven. And that's pretty much where the world is today with QR codes. They're very informational. They have no state, no memory. They're not logic based. They just show you something, which we think is so boring. So let's put one in anyway. We'll put in a little heading. We're going to put in an image as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try and get consumers to do something. So we're going to put in a progress bar. And what we're going to do is we're going to track the number of taps. All right. And remember, this is a number of taps that is unique to me. And so if you, Max, had your sticker and your phone, then you would get, a different progress bar than I would, all without an account. So let's track the number of taps right here. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that once you've tapped 5 times, you're going to get some confetti and get a prize. So you'll see here that we are programming physical spaces. And once you've programmed it once, the logic of your physical space is there forever. So you don't need to rely on humans to enforce all of your loyalty and your happy hours and things like that. So just going to scroll down a bit and show you some of the other parts in here. So you can play into time. So you can look at the time, the day of the week, how much time has passed since that person first tapped a sticky. You can look at what kind of things they're buying in real time if you want to make a discount. You can look at the language that they can speak. And so you can make it automatically, you know, every experience in the world will just be translated automatically for them. You can also store data against consumers as well within the logic here. And you can remember that data and pick it up later on, maybe weeks or years later. And then you can start to do magic with payments. So what we'll do is we're just going to put a little if in here. So we're just going to look at if taps. If the number of taps is greater than 2, for example, then we are going to show some confetti or something like that. So I'm just going to put confetti in and then we'll test it out.
Okay.
So what's pretty exciting about this is we have traction with this for both enterprises as well as, you know, really small SMBs, which is a really good sign, I think, especially on the enterprise side. We compete a lot with not invented here syndrome. We compete a lot with people who, you know, they want to build it themselves and fear other people writing code for them. You know, Starbucks is such a good example. It would take them years to build the kind of experiences they build here within actually just a few minutes. So their agile cycle time is practically nothing, which is what they're really, really enjoying. So let's go and hook up one of these stickers here and watch what happens. Check I got this right. I did, yes. Cool. So I just jump back to sticky number. What should we do this time? Number 13. And we're going to connect that to something cool. All right. So what I can do is I can actually test all of this online. So I don't have to keep tapping that sticker here. One other advantage of the platform, of course, is because it's totally web-based, you can use it to do regular e-commerce, you know, on the internet. So you kind of get, you know, like a Squarespace storefront also for free. So let's go and try this out in an incognito window right here. Okay, 1 of 5 taps. Let's go and tap it again. Okay, I get 2 of 5. Let's go and tap it a third time. And voila, I get my confetti. So shall we try that in a physical space? Let's go and try it out. Stop sharing my screen. Okay, you can see me now. Let's go ahead and give this a go. And you get the same experience on Android. It is literally just 1 tap, no app download required, and you get 1 tap for payments. Okay, we've got 1 there. Let's go ahead and tap it again. Number 2, and here's number 3 with the confetti. And so if you tapped it for the first time, you start at number 1, but I'm now at number 3, and Sticky's remembering that. So it's a really, really powerful way to solve problems in physical spaces, and that's what we do at Sticky.
Let me summarize. You are replacing QR code, which is extremely boring compared to what you're doing, and creating what can be the best for users and for sellers. So
yes, exactly.
That's what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So try to sell the product as best as you can and give it the best user experience to the people buying your product.
Yes, exactly. It's there's 2 parts to the business. There's the consumer interface, which is this sticky right here versus a QR code. I mean, this is better. For me, that doesn't make us very valuable, and it's not really, you know, suitable for venture capital. What is suitable for venture capital is the quality of the digital experience and how it makes it so much quicker for companies to build very high quality digital experiences. So as obviously consumers have a better time, you make more money, you sell more stuff, but also you don't hire 100 engineers to build something that's still not very good. And so there's an enterprise impact for software development, as well as, you know, commercial impact on how you sell things in the world.
Let me go through the business experience. If I'm a business, I'm using Sticky and I'm reducing cost in managing, let's say, my relationship with my customers or clients, wherever they are. And at the same time, how exactly it will be translated on my revenue? And my second question is, how do you make money out of this business?
All right, I can take the first one for you. So you make more money because people order more stuff, right? They're incentivized because that progress bar can track payments, total spend. And so loyalty becomes painless for consumers, and you get to control how that works. So you're not using someone else's external loyalty scheme like a loyalty app. You build it yourself, and you put these stickers from your physical space inside other people's physical spaces. So let's take, let's find a good example. Let's take here, tap here for beer, okay? So this is a real customer. These stickers are actually not inside Saltaire Brewery's physical space. They're in nearby physical spaces. And that means that you order the beer from somewhere else and then you go and pick it up. Okay. So you get physical distribution of what you do all around you. And this is a great physical network effect for us because we have stickers from places like this inside HSBC, the bank, like garden centers, all these other places.
If I go to HSBC, I find this one, I just go with my phone and order my beer. That's it, right? That's what I should do.
Yes, exactly. And this is for people who work at HSBC. You know, it's typically for lunchtime. It works really well for food. Yes.
If I'm at HSBC, I can decide how to process the payment, how to deliver, if I should deliver or where to collect, right?
Yes, exactly. It works so well for collections. You know, these places are nearby other physical spaces. And traditionally what would happen is the people would still have to order from Just Eat or Deliveroo, even to collect it. And the commission is 20% or 30%. It's typically less because there's no driver coming, but that's just a waste of money. And of course, you know, there are some other answers, I guess. The venue could make their own app if they wanted to. Well, you know what? They have no idea how to make apps. The quality of them just sucks, and they still don't get a physical presence inside the places they want to sell stuff. And that's just one way that it works, but that is working very well at the moment. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about how we make money.
Yep.
Okay, great. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you our pricing page and talk about how that all fits together. So again, just going to share my screen here. Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to go on our website and tell you how we make money. So let's start out with sticker sales right here on the left. So we do sell the physical stickers. I think in the future we won't do that, but for now it's quite nice, you know, in our first year. So the stickies start at £5, and if you order more, they become cheaper. And you can see that happening in the table here. So if you buy 100 or more, then it goes down to £2. So
can I stop you 1 second?
Yes.
That's physical stickers, right?
They are physical stickers. Yes.
How long does they last?
They last up to 10 years, and also they can survive in any rough environment. We actually have a challenge at work where we try to see how to destroy a sticky. So we've had people, one of the employees driving over the sticker, putting it in the washing machine, and it still comes out as a strong, the same condition as it's been. So yeah, we have a good quality standard stickers that can be in any rough environment.
But stickers can also be digital, yeah?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is good. It gets you better distribution. But I like the fact that we talk a lot about physical spaces because nobody else in the world is thinking about solving problems in physical spaces.
That's the advantage. Indeed.
It is. It's our advantage. And the whole world itself is a physical space, which means that your addressable market is massive. It's the entire world, which I like. You know, every card machine in the world, we will make that go away because the sticky itself literally will just take a payment. So not order at table, but this itself is the card machine. You tap, one tap Apple Pay, you're done. Every phone becomes a way to take donations. You know, you tap into the whole creator economy. There's so much you can do. There are no limits apart from the limit of your own imagination. All right. So when we sell the stickers, we sell them just once. So it's not scalable or recurring revenue, which is not so good. Yeah. Which means we get into the second box right here. So it's very much like Netflix, only it bills on a daily basis. So it's a little bit more like cloud pricing, like virtual machines in the cloud. So if I have a business and I have just 3 stickies and I tap and someone taps this sticky, then I pay 50p, but I don't pay more than 50p for that whole day. It's like an activation fee, right? And so if my business is
anytime someone tap, pay 50?
Only once per day though.
Okay.
So this is quite useful because it means that if you have a place which is closed at the weekend for some reason, then you don't pay anything for Saturday or Sunday because nobody taps the stickers. And if you have, you know, half of the tables are busy and half are empty, then you're only paying for the half where someone tapped. And if the table is super busy, you're still only paying that 50p. So it's the perfect model that scales from people who have just one sticker. You know, maybe they work in a salon, they're renting a chair in a salon, they have just one sticker themselves. Then, you know, it comes out at £15 a month on the assumption that someone taps a sticker every day of the month, which is practically nothing. And we cap that then at £50 per dashboard per month. Obviously, this is SMB pricing. For enterprise, it's a lot more. But SMBs really like this way of thinking. Ultimately, you know, you have to form a model which works for physical spaces, and having a fixed subscription for a physical space doesn't work so well, because different things happen in physical spaces all the time. They're busy, they're quiet. You have to do something special here.
Okay.
Indeed. And the last part then is on the payment side right here. So we charge 1.5% plus 5p every time someone pays for something on here. Now, looking at Stripe's pricing, just as a comparison, you know, Stripe, very popular. It's 1.4% plus 20p. So it looks like we're a tiny bit more expensive here, but it's actually this right-hand side part here that really starts to kill things in physical spaces, because what we would call the ATV, the average transaction value, can be pretty low. It can be £2 or £3. And we experience a low ATV because our interactions are truly transactional. In other words, people don't say, I'm going to order 5 pints and 6 burgers and things at the same time, because their experience is so painful. What they do is they order these things as soon as they want them, which is a very good success signal for us. But it does mean that
Can I go back? Can I go back to the 50p?
Yes.
If I'm going to buy 5 pints of beer,
yes,
is 50 multiplied 5 or just 50?
Just 50p, because
for one day. All right.
Because it's the same sticker. Exactly right.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So if you have just 2 or 3 tables, then if all of those stickers get tapped on that day, even by thousands of people, the cost is £1.50.
Okay.
Which is cool. And the payment stuff is nice because we make so much money on the payments there. We have partnerships with companies like WorldPay, where we make 30% net revenue sharing. And when we do our own payment deals through our acquirer, we make something like 60 or 70% of that 1.5% there. You know, so if you look at that, you make something like 0.9% of every transaction. So for every £100 that gets spent on the Sticky platform, we take one of them. And the merchant still gets a better deal than Stripe. So the payments is really cool.
When it comes to the payment processing, you have your payment processor or you are using some others?
It's a little bit complex. So we don't build the gateway, which is the part which talks to an acquirer. So and there's no point in doing that, by the way. It's just a huge amount of work, which we shouldn't do. But the integration is direct. And that's why you can see that when you trigger Apple Pay on the phone, it's happening within the page. We don't take them somewhere else and bring them back. You know, that just sucks. Now we have direct integrations with Stripe as well. So we get to plug into the Stripe ecosystem. Again, it all just works. And we have relationships with huge acquirers like WorldPay, and they regularly give us big customers. So happy days.
Wait, what about traction?
Yes. Well, I guess, Priscilla, we can talk a little bit about the Starbucks deal, if you like.
Yeah. There's various ways we get attraction. So one is through the partnerships that we have with WorldPay, RMS, and also other partnerships, etc. And then the other one, we work with local bids. Now, bids are business improvement districts. What they do is they work with the local government, and their main objective is to show that they can add value in the community area. So what happened is these bids are given businesses, these are SMBs, small businesses, and they have to manage them by supporting them with new technology or supporting with them in ways where they can engage within the community. So we work closely with them. We actually got a really good structure in how we're generating customers from that side. And then the other one, we do have a really good sort of marketing strategy on the social media. We get a lot of inbounds coming in on a monthly.
Yes.
And then the other one, it's the new business tactic. This is where the VC is very important for us, because when it comes to new business, I'm the one who's doing the new business. But what we want to do is to accelerate and grow a bigger sales team. What that will entail, it would enable us to really bring in incredible profit in terms of sales. So this is, for example, with one of our deals with Starbucks. There's about 36,000 Starbucks globally. Now, each of the Starbucks, we charge £50 per location, per store, if that makes more sense there. And
Yes.
if you times that by annually, it comes up to 18 million. Now, if we had a very big sales team, they can then expand to different region. We don't. This is where the VC round becomes very beneficial in terms of growing the new business strategy for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And
I mean, did you start already working with Starbucks?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the next step for us is taking it to the enterprise level. So it's not just franchisees which pay us directly, but Starbucks centrally paying us on behalf of the franchisees. Now that gets really interesting because you just make all of the money at the same time. So we don't have to sell within Starbucks. We get the Starbucks to sell with us.
Yeah. I mean, what's your target in terms of clients exactly? Like Starbucks, or you can go through something different?
So even putting Starbucks to the side, then our target is to be making 50K, that's 50,000 pounds MRR by the end of Q4 this year. And that's purely on software as a service and does not include payments commission or
Did you
sticker
start
sale.
generating? Do you start generating any recurrent revenues now?
Yeah, we are generating revenue from SMBs, yes. So what we're finding is we're getting like groups of customers all at the same time. One example is like a pub chain in the north, for example, where they bring 60 to 80 SMBs, because each of those is billing separately. You know, it just becomes transformative for revenue. So it's really quite exciting, and we're pretty much on track to be making that, which is great,
Yeah.
because it just gives us more runway.
Absolutely. I mean, I find Stick extremely exceptional. You really are giving goodbye to the QR code.
Oh, yes.
Which is very important.
Yeah.
I have to be honest. When I go to the SB yesterday, when I go to restaurant, they give me the QR. They make me nervous. So give me a normal menu. I don't want this QR. I mean, I can't say it. It's not even nice to say.
You know what? You are so right. I wrote a blog post about this for the first round because one of our angel investors said the same thing. They said, like, why don't you like QR codes so much? And I was kind of thinking like, oh God, another stupid question, because it's not about QR codes and stickers. But I felt like, you know what, I'm going to write it for you just to make you happy. Also, we need your money. And actually I got into it. All right. And I started to think about it, and I started to realize, number one, they are ugly. All right. They don't look good. They have scary little eyes. They look like those little butterflies that have scary wings. Ugly. Okay. Number two, there is not a clear intent. So if you look at something like this, okay, I think that's pretty simple. Order here. This is a mark of trust. You know, if I tap this, I will always get something good and something quick.
Yeah, but you know what? There is no soul in a QR.
There is no soul. Exactly. There is no soul in the digital experiences that sit behind them. You don't know when you scan a QR code if you'll get something good or if you get something bad. You will probably get something bad. And look at the things that you get. The first is you have to download an app. That sucks. The second is you have to sign up for something, type in your address. There's no Apple Pay. There's choosing a table number from a huge list. Like, you don't even have to choose a table number here, because it just knows this is, you know, a specific sticky. And when the order comes through for the merchant, it just says, take a drink to table 3. And consumers, their brains kind of explode a little bit, because they can't understand that it knows where they are, because they are so used to extremely poor digital experiences in physical spaces. And obviously, this is just hospitality. We have customers in training, retail, construction, health and safety, hospitality, What else? Helping disabled people at work, independent living, all these different industries. And, to build some software and a physical interface that works for like all these different industries is extremely difficult. So I'm quite glad we have a few customers across all of the different ones. So we're on this 10-year journey, I guess, to get all these things in place.
I mean, honestly, I find this very exciting. Very, very exciting. I can see a good future for you guys.
Thank you
Indeed.
very much.
So let's close. Why investors should invest in Sticky?
Do you want me to take that one? I've probably got something.
I think, James, we can both do it. You maybe I'll talk more on the social impact of what Sticky is going to do in the future, and you can talk more on the technology side in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, the mission statement, solving problems in physical spaces, it's special. It's not a commodity space. It's very defensible, and you have a physical network effect with physical defensibility, which most startups don't have. You have a real chance at monopolizing physical spaces where this becomes a mark of trust. And of course, there's also technical defensibility, how we share data between our customers so that the consumer experience gets better. In other words, how you build a unified product graph, how when you check in, it knows who you are from a data perspective and a tech perspective. Let's get a patent on that. So excited by that part. And you get to tackle some extremely large industries, payment industries, anyone who makes a card machine, we will destroy them flat out. We will make them go away. There will be no card machines because you know what? You take a sticker and you put it on a piece of plastic like this. You know what you've made? You've made a card machine, okay? So who needs card machines anymore? We sell these for £5. You can buy them for £1 if you know where to get them. No card machines, no Zettels, none of that stuff. Go away. All right, Priscilla, but you have an even better answer around the stuff in Africa, right?
Yeah. So what James described is literally the back end of what this technology can reach to. We're not just focusing on the payment side of the business. We're also focusing on how the SaaS of the Sticky can impact globally from a social development aspect. So our Stickies are socially going to impact the world as well, because we're working with charities who are using a Sticky to access education, to access medicine. And also we're using the Sticky to take away the middleman and just you get the consumer to tap to donate, which the cause will go straight to the to the charity itself. Now, why does Sticky add this value? There are more phones than people globally in the world right now, especially in third world, because, for example, like in Africa, there's more phones than people. And the reason why that there's more phones than people is because phones are utilized like accessibility for them. So what we're building is to empower development in developing states where they will be using the phone to tap to be able to notify medical centers that they'll need more medicine in certain rural areas, or during lockdown, a lot of a lot of schools were not able. A lot of these kids were not able to go to school, and their parents don't have laptops. They don't have the ability or tools that we have in first world. So what they had to do is they had to get all the homework or notes on WhatsApp groups, which is not fair because they don't get the full digital experience. So what we build is stickies where they send these stickies to the parents and they can tap on their phone and it will be notified. It'll be a full digital experience where they'll know exactly the homework for the kids and they get daily update on that. So we're not just building something that would that's just focused on the enterprise aspect or just focus on creating capital behind. We're also focused on changing the world through our stickies.
Exactly. It's a particularly interesting one for education. It's something that we have working in Africa today, but I think could transform education here in the West as well, which is around whether learning's synchronous or asynchronous. So looking at how we learn in the West, all the kids start school on the same day and they all finish on the same day and they all have to learn at the same pace. But what you can see from big online platforms is that people actually want to learn at a different pace. And that's something that's really important in Africa, because kids kind of have to work, right? Or there's other family issues or things happen, which means kids come out of school and come back in, and it all starts to break a bit. So when the school puts together the lesson inside Sticky and they're using the dashboard that I showed you, images, upload a video, they're teaching in this way, then what you do is you put in how number of days since the first tap, show this content. If it's more than 2, show this content more than 3. And that means that if I'm a good kid, I start on the first day, then I get the first lesson. On the second day, I get the second. But if you have not been at school for the first week because you missed it, then you start learning from day 1 as well. Okay. So you start to put that school inside all of the other physical spaces around it, like houses. Uganda at the moment is in lockdown. The kids cannot get to physical school. So we have brought the school to them physically through the stickers. And just looking at what they were doing before on WhatsApp, I mean, it makes me cry, because they are sending like Microsoft Word documents to kids over WhatsApp. It is so poor. With the stickers, the engagement is super high, and they have that sticker with the school's logo inside their own house. Now, just to think a little bit about the future here, if we've got stickers in everyone else's houses, what do we get to do? We get to do direct to consumer. Okay. We get to basically run like WeChat in China. All of the services for Africa can sit behind this sticker, including education. You know, it's pretty big.
Indeed, it is. I mean, I'm so keen to education. I'm so keen to ESG, whatever it is, impact, positive impact.
Yes.
And, I mean, for me, it's just a pleasure listening to something similar. I mean, I really wish you all the best, guys. This is an absolutely great venture, a great idea. And I really thank you for coming to talk to me today. And it's been a serious great pleasure. I really thank you, and I hope to see you next time with having Sticky already taking off and going all the way up to be a unicorn.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No worries. You're welcome. All right.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
See you again. Bye.
Bye.